It's kind of wild when you think about it, right? We're more connected than ever before. Our whole world is at our fingertips, 24/7. But what if that very technology, all that light, is actually disconnecting us from something way more fundamental, our own biology?
So, I want you to ask yourself this, honestly. Is your screen robbing you of real recovery? And we're not just talking about feeling a little groggy in the morning. We're talking about the deep nightly repair work that your brain needs to do to stay healthy for the long haul.
So how does this happen? Well, it all starts with a kind of biological hijack. Our screens are pumping out a very specific kind of light that sends all the wrong signals to our brain, creating this massive conflict between our ancient programming and our modern world.
You see, tucked away deep inside your brain, you have a master clock. Think of it as the conductor of your body's entire orchestra. And this conductor is programmed to respond to one very specific cue from the environment, a single color of light, blue. Now, the way our brain sees this light is, well, it's pretty wild. It actually has nothing to do with forming images or reading text. In fact, it's happening even when you're not consciously looking at anything. Your brain has its own secret light sensor. And the main character in this whole story is a special photopigment called melanopsin. The best way to think of it? It's like a bouncer at a club. It's not there to see who's who. Its only job is to check for one thing on the list: bright blue daylight. And when it sees it, it immediately sends a signal upstairs.
And here's the chain reaction that follows. Blue light from your phone hits the melanopsin in your eyes. That sends an urgent message straight to your master clock that basically screams, "It's high noon, sun's out, stay awake." And in response, your brain slams the brakes on producing melatonin, the hormone of darkness. This chart, wow, it just lays out the problem perfectly. On the left, you see the light our ancestors lived by. Fire, candles. See how the color temperature is super low? Almost no blue light whatsoever. Now look to the right. That's a modern screen. A much higher color temperature and boom. Look at that aggressive sharp peak right in the blue part of the spectrum. That is the exact wavelength that triggers melanopsin. We're essentially staring into an artificial midday sun right before we try to go to sleep.
So what's the big deal? We shut down a hormone for a few hours. What's the real cost? Well, it turns out the consequences are way bigger than just a rough night's sleep. It messes with some of the most critical repair processes your brain has.
We have to stop thinking about melatonin as just a sleepy hormone. It's so much more than that. It's the foreman. It's the one who blows the whistle for your brain's entire nightly maintenance crew to clock in and get to work.
And just look at this contrast. It's night and day, literally. On the left, that's your brain in darkness with plenty of melatonin. The glymphatic system, your brain's waste clearance crew, is on the job, flushing out toxic proteins. Your mitochondria, the tiny power plants in your cells, are repairing and recharging. But on the right, under the influence of that blue light, the cleanup crew is off duty. Toxins start to accumulate, and your mitochondria actually get damaged. It's the difference between nightly recovery and chronic cellular stress.
Now I know what you're thinking, but wait, I use my phone's night mode, and that's a good first step. But unfortunately, recent findings suggest these modes can give us a false sense of security. They might make the screen look warmer, sure, but they often only filter out about 20 to 30% of that really disruptive light. For your brain, that's often not enough to prevent that high noon signal from getting through.
Okay, so we've seen the problem. Our modern lighting is throwing a wrench in our brain's nightly cleanup. But here's the great news. The solution is simple, and it's totally within your control. So let's get into a really practical plan for creating what we can call biological darkness and reclaiming your night.
Here it is, your action plan, the 90-minute digital sunset. It's just 4 steps. Step 1, and this is the big one, 90 minutes before bed, power down all screens. Yep, all of them. Step 2, transition to warmth. Kill the bright overhead lights and switch to low-level warm lamps. Think cozy. Step 3, sanitize your space. All those little blinking LEDs on chargers and routers, cover them up with a piece of tape. And finally, step 4, lower your arousal. Instead of scrolling through stimulating content, read a physical book. Do some light stretching. Listen to calm music. You're sending a clear, unambiguous signal to your brain that the day is over.
But here's the thing. Hacking darkness at night is really only half the battle. To make your digital sunset even more powerful, you need to work on the other half of the equation, resyncing with the sun. And that all starts the moment you wake up.
The key number here is 10,000 lux. Now, lux is just a measure of light intensity. For perspective, a bright office is maybe 500 lux, a candle is about 10. But 10,000 lux, that's the intensity of morning sunlight, and it's the powerful wake-up signal your brain's master clock is waiting for.
Getting that blast of morning sunlight does 3 incredible things. 1, it anchors your internal clock, telling your brain to start the roughly 16-hour countdown to releasing melatonin again. 2, it actually makes your brain less sensitive to stray bits of light in the evening. And 3, it boosts key neurotransmitters that improve your mood and alertness for the entire day. So you see, it all works together. By getting bright light in the morning and creating true biological darkness at night, you allow your body to snap back to its natural rhythm. And that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. In a world that is so intentionally designed to be bright